Hey guys, Lou here from LT's Custom Woodworks. Welcome to the shop. Today, another day and another dollar. I hope you guys had a great Christmas and we're going into the New Year's coming up. Today, I am back on the bedroom suite build. Now, I built the two dressers. I built the makeup station in the middle. Now I need to build is going to be the stool. I'm going to do the two-cut method on the legs. What I did is I glued up some maple stock that I had together. I cut it down to size. Now the length, when doing the two-cut method, and you'll understand more later on into the video, you have to cut the length of your leg exactly what it needs to be before you do any other cuts. So right now, this is cut at 17 1/4. By the time I add my 3/4 inch plywood on top, it's going to bring it up to 18, and then there's a 2-inch cushion that's going on top of that. I got this piece of MDF cut to the exact width of the leg and the exact length. This is going to be my template that I'm doing here. I'm going to bring the camera up closer so you can see what I got going on. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to freehand a design. I'm going to trace it onto the leg on both sides, and I'm going to make that cut. This design that I'm going to do here, I'm going to wing it, so I'm going to start here. I'll come around. I'll do something like that. Now that I have this cut on the bandsaw, I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to line it up on this board. Now this was cut wild, I didn't even sand it down or anything. I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to trace this out. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees, and I'm going to trace it on this side. Now what you want to do is you want to tape those two pieces together. And now you want to cut this side. Then we'll peel the tape off. Now, of course, this will have to get sanded. And this is maple that we're using. So once you get the tape off, you got one half here, one half here. You're going to take this one half and you're going to just switch it over. You're going to take this half, you're going to switch it over. Then you put them together, and that is your leg. Give it a nice sand, glue it up, and that becomes a decorative leg. I don't know if you can get a good look at that. I got my legs are cut, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these two, separate that, move it over, separate this one, move it over, and then I'm going to put them together like that, which will make a leg. Now, I don't know if can you see that? Now, before I glue this up, I want to find out which way I want my leg to look on the chair. I'm going to take this bottom piece here and face it outwards. And I think I like that look better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this corner one that's going to be facing into the chair, and I'm going to cut down 2.5 inches. And you'll see why I'm doing that after the glue up, once we're ready to install the leg. So I'm going to cut 2.5 inches off this one. And that looks pretty good. Let's take another double look. And that looks great. This one here is ready for glue up. I'm going to mark the other 3 before I cut, and then we can go from there. Okay, glue up time. So we're going to take this, separate it. Now we got these 2 halves. Now I'm going to make sure I get full coverage. I'll throw it in some planks, some clamps, not planks, clamps, to hold it in place. Now clamping this can be tricky. But you just got to have patience. We're ready to rock and roll. On to the next. These are all dried up. They're out of the clamps. Now it's ready for sanding. And I'm going to do that on the spindle sander. So the price of material is a fortune. So what I ended up doing was, I ended up getting a pillow from Walmart for $6. This matches the area rug that, the little area rug sitting in front of the vanity. It's got a zipper. You open it up, pull the stuffing out, and then I can use this as the seat. Now I do have some foam, some 2-inch foam that I will be using. I also got some 1.5 and 1 inch as well. I'm going to see which one I'm going to use. But just pull the batting out. I wouldn't throw it away, I'd keep it. You can use it for something else. All it is just stuffed, filled in. Pull it all out. And you got yourself a seat cover for next to nothing. And there you go. Clean, cut, and dry. So it's amazing how such a small piece like this, all this fit in there. Makes you wonder. So I will cut this off. This will be wrapped underneath the chair and stapled into place. Whether I'm going to cut this out, I haven't decided yet. I might just trim that off if it's easier to wrap. If not, then I will leave it. We'll see. So I'm going to make this seat 14 by 14. I'm going to try that and see. Might have to trim it down a bit, but my guess is going to be 14 by 14. So I'm going to cut this 3/4 inch plywood on the table saw at 14 by 14 inches, and then we'll go from there and see what we can do for the rails. Now I just want to see how this is going to fit. I want to make sure that we're all good here. Otherwise, I got to cut it smaller. That looks good there. That looks good there. That looks good. And that looks good. So this is pretty much good to go on this end. I'm going to make the skirting now. I'm going to take some maple. Really, it doesn't matter because it's being painted a lacquered white. So it really doesn't matter what I use. I am going to mark 1 inch, or maybe I'll go 1/2 inch in. I'll mark 1 inch in. I will mark all the way around 1 inch. And that basically is where I'm going to cut some 3 inch or 2 inch. I got to see what I did there. 2.5 inch, I think. Two and a half inches. I am going to mark. Double check them all. Cut 2.5 inch strips. And I can make them square because these chair rails are going to be sitting right inside there like that. So I'm going to make them, I'm going to cut 2 of them 10 7/8. I'm going to drill some pocket holes, and this is what the seat is going to screw into. put 2 holes per piece. Now I'm just gonna sand the edges a little bit, just so it's for slivers and that. And I'll do that to all the pieces. Now I know what you guys are thinking, what about this, it's not edge band? And I'll explain to you why I'm not concerned about that in just a second. What happens it really doesn't matter. This is going to sit in a corner like this, and it goes all the way down like that. That's why I'm not concerned about the corner. It's getting hidden. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to secure this down here like this and drive my pocket hole screws. I'm using 1.25 inch. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start gluing these. I'm going to put a couple of pins to hold it in place, and I'm just going to drive 1/4 inch pocket holes, or 1.25 inch pocket hole screws to secure them in place. And after that, it will be ready for another sand. And a finish coat. Now I'll drive 1.25 inch. Secure it in place. And there we are. Now it's just a matter of doing some touch-up patching. Just little dings here and there that I got to do with some wood filler. Get everything all sanded down, and I will spray it with a sand and sealer, and then followed by 3 coats of pre-cat lacquer, and then I can cushion the top. This is all ready for the sand and sealer. Everything's sanded down, everything's patched all up and everything. Now I'm going to spray a good coat of sand and sealer. That will dry for about 20 minutes, and then I'll start putting my white lacquer on. Now once everything's dry, we'll cushion the seat and we're good to go. 3 coats of pre-cat lac. Now I'm going to spray some 3M adhesive for my foam that sits on top. I'll use a generous coat. Let that tack up. I'll probably put a second coat. Then I'll put my my adhesive down, my foam down. And then I will wrap it so it matches the carpet a little bit there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down so I can tip it upside down. Won't damage the dirty the cloth, I guess you can say. Upside down. And it looks pretty good. I'll bring the camera up a little closer so you can see what's going on. And we can do the sides. And there we are. Complete. I will bring it into the room and see how everything blends in. And here is the chair in place. The top matches the rug in some way. And that is complete. The next step is the LED lighting across the bottom of the dressers, underneath the makeup station, and then to the other dresser. That pretty much wraps it up for this video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a video. And I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.